And many times, the root cause of dissatisfaction is unrealistic expectation. Let me repeat. Root cause of dissatisfaction is unrealistic expectation. We expect people to do certain things, or we expect some stuff to work out in the way we want to work out. And if it doesn't work out, we are upset about it. Like if you're doing something with purpose, right, that gives you enjoyment, that adds value to humanity, I think it has a lot more value. This is a kind of busy slide, but I really wanted to talk about stress. I know a lot of people that they eat healthy, they exercise, and they still have terrible health because they are stressed to death all the time. They not only stress about themselves, they stress about other people, they stress about the things that don't matter, and they know that, and they still stress about it. So what can you do about it, right? So each word, I can give 30-minute talk, but I'll try to condense. Unplugging. Number one thing is reducing our screen time. The less screen time you have, the happier you will be in long run. So if you don't have to have social media, you don't need social media, right? And most common argument I hear that, Doc, I want to keep in touch with my friends and family and stuff like that. We kept in touch with our friends and family before we had social media, right? We actually are in better touch with our friends and family before social media. Now Samantha is saying no. Yeah, I know that you need it for your business, I know that, but most of the time, whatever value you get out of social media, you just think, how can I preserve that value so I can just call my cousins once a month or FaceTime with their children. I'll be in a lot better connection with them than I just keep hitting like on their pictures. You know, most people don't care, right? So there are better ways to build connections than social media. And another thing is news. Like news is toxic. Like so many people come and tell me that, Doc, I watch TV all day long because I need to keep up with news. There was a time before 24-hour news cycle, right? We don't need to know every single thing that happens half the earth away. Like, how does it change my day-to-day? It doesn't change my day-to-day at all. I actually tell people, if you watch too much news, you are actually less informed about the world over you read books. And when I say that to my son, he looked at me and says, Dad, are you gone cuckoo? That doesn't make any sense. Because usually news is sensational. News is half-baked because they want to bring the story to you as fast as possible. So as soon as something happens, the reporter hasn't had time to think through it, so they have to add their information in it. So news is biased. It's based on whatever the lens they are wearing. So news is biased. It is half truth or not purely baked truth, and it's sensational. It's there to rev up your emotions, and it's repetitious, right? Versus by the time it takes 2 to 3 days for the story to bake really well, we have already moved on to the next sensational news. So you are actually less informed or ill-informed if you are continuously watching news. So I say that if you really want to learn about a topic, read a book about it, or read a good summary article, editorial from somebody you trust. You will have a lot better idea of what's going on rather than just keep watching news. It's like a saber-toothed tiger. I shouldn't keep going on this, but it's like a saber-toothed tiger, right? Humans, even though we are living in this modern world, we still have the same genome and same biology as if we are cave people. Imagine you're trying to fall asleep in a cave and you hear a saber-toothed tiger growling. Like you are ready to fight or flight. You are not ready to sleep. Fortunately, we don't have saber-toothed tigers anymore, but we still have news going. News makes your subconscious mind feel like it's time to fight. And then you say that my numbers don't look good. I don't have enough deep sleep, doc. Like, obviously you're not gonna have good deep sleep because your mind was ready to fight or flight and not ready to rest and digest. Letting it go. It's very hard to do. When we forgive others, the person we help the most is ourselves. I know it's so hard to do, right? You know somebody did wrong to you, but that's okay, just letting it go. It doesn't mean that putting up with abuse, right? Like I have to be careful when I'm talking in public, but 99% of the things is the event has already happened. And many times, the root cause of dissatisfaction is unrealistic expectation. Let me repeat. Root cause of dissatisfaction is unrealistic expectation. We expect people to do certain things, or we expect some stuff to work out in the way we want to work out. And if it doesn't work out, we are upset about it. So we just need to sometimes tamp down our expectation, and that can be very helpful. Having a purpose-driven life is so important. Like anything you are doing, if you are doing it as a chore, it's painful. Like your mom told you, for kids, your mom told you to clean up in the kitchen, that feels painful. But if you are doing it in your faith community, you're still cleaning the same kitchen. But if you're doing it in your faith community, it feels so great that you did something good. So having a purpose-driven life is very important. Volunteering, altruism. Volunteering brings us joy. Like we have to do something in our life that doesn't make us money, and we are not expecting anything from anybody. When we do that, it makes us so happy inside. So just telling somebody don't stress does not work because they have already heard that, right? Or telling somebody that I'm worrying about things that worrying about it doesn't make a difference. So I tell this to my patients all the time. Why are you worried about that, right? You worrying about it, if it's gonna make a change, you should worry about it. But if you worrying about it, if that's not gonna change that person or situation, why the heck are you worrying? It's very easy to say, very hard to do. Just like children, when you have young children and they get into cabinets, what do? If you tell them not to get into cabinets, game over. That's the first thing they're gonna do. So what do? When you have a lot of children, they are getting into the cabinet, you tell them, look at this toy train. Let's play with the toy train. Now they are busy with the toy train. You give them pots and pans to bang on it. They are banging pots and pans, so they are not getting into the cabinet. So same thing in our mind. You cannot tell the mind not to stress. You have to give it a work to do so it doesn't stress.